back to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today's video is going to be my 9-month update for baby Christian. He doesn't seem like a little baby anymore though, because he feels like a full-blown little boy. So the last time I did one of these updates was right around 6 months, so I figured 9 months was a good time to check in and let you know about some of his developmental progress, some of the things he's liking, things like that. He is such a little wild boy. I swear this age is just like the funnest but also the most crazy thing. I'm gonna try and keep him in this video as much as I can and hope we can get through everything without him freaking out. I asked you guys on Instagram what kinds of things you wanted to hear about, so I'm going to be pulling some questions and topics from that general comment thread. That thread got a ton of comments, which thank you guys so much for like submitting them or commenting them and then interacting with each other and building friendships with each other. It's super cool to see, but for today I'm just going to kind of pull the common themes from them, and then I may make a couple other videos with some of the ideas that you guys gave me too. I love doing these baby update videos because they don't have to be perfect. They can be messy because life with a baby is messy. And I also feel like my camera might be crooked right now, so hopefully not. All right, so first and foremost, we are talking crawling. This little man started crawling right at the 6-month mark. I'll have to go back and watch my 6-month update and see if he was crawling by the time I filmed that, but he started crawling like shortly after, if he wasn't already doing it when I filmed that video. I swear, like right about the 6-month mark, he started crawling. And he quickly got the hang of it and went fast. So he's been crawling for like 3 months now, and now he's standing on his own, which is super cool. So around the 7.5, right around Christmas time, so he was like 7.5 months old, he started standing on his own and pulling himself up more. So that was kind of like the next progress after crawling. He would like grab things and pull himself up, and then he would be able to stand while holding on to things or while holding on to my hands or things like that. So that was super exciting. Now that he's at 9 months, he's starting to then pull his hands off, and now he'll stand, yeah! And now he'll stand, yeah! And now he'll stand on his own while holding his arms up, and he kind of like, he almost looks like he's on like the top of a surfboard or something, and he'll stand like this and like balance for a second, and then he falls to his butt. But he's starting to like actually stand without holding himself up, which is super cool to see. Like he's just getting stronger and more capable of things every day.
I now have the strength of a grown man and a little baby.
I think he'll be walking before we know it. In fact, he's getting so fast and so like sturdy that now I'm kind of just like enjoying and soaking up the days of him not being able to walk, because when he started crawling, I felt like it sent me for a loop. Like somebody once told me how parenthood, just when you think you got the hang of it, they switch it up on you, and then you feel like you're learning all over again, and you feel like you're starting over all over again. And at the time I was like, oh my gosh, that's so like depressing, scary sounding, but it's true. And it's exciting, but it's overwhelming. So when he started crawling, I felt like I was back at like the 3-month mark. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like a newborn. I don't know what I'm doing. And now I feel like we're back in our groove. He claps too. You get clap, Bubba? Yay! Yay, Bubba! But when he started crawling, I felt like we had a newborn on our hands again. So I'm soaking up the time that I'm feeling in a groove before he starts walking. So standing is super exciting. Like I said, he claps. He claps a lot when he's eating. So when he takes a bite of something, he'll clap because he likes it, and it's so cute. Or he'll clap in response to me. He also hits when he wants something. So he'll like go like that. If he wants milk or if he wants to nurse, he'll kind of like hit my chest. If he wants to go up the stairs, he'll hit the stair until he figures it out. He's hitting the chair right now because he wants to get down. Things like that. It's like how he's figuring out how to communicate. Hey, is your ear bothering you, bud? And I think he learned that from me, from seeing me pat the couch and pat the dogs when I want them to come to me. So he sees that like when I call the dogs, I pat my leg or I call them over like that, and so now he does the same thing. It's so cute. Speaking of the dogs, he learns from the dogs. He mimics the dogs. So we have 2 little dogs. We have a Shih Tzu mix and we have a Pomeranian, and they're like his big sisters. Like they don't get along sometimes. Sometimes they get annoyed with him. They love him sometimes and want to cuddle with him and lick him, and it's like a love-hate relationship a little bit, but he basically will start mimicking or doing what they're doing. So for example, Callie will get up on the back, our like patio screen door, and she'll stand up on her hind legs and like scratch at it. When she wants fresh air, she'll kind of go like this. And so he has started standing up, putting his hands on the back door and pounding on it. So it's just so funny how he's like, I imagine the way younger siblings learn from their older siblings, that's like what he's doing with them. It's so cute. Next up is teething. So he has one tooth. My man finally has a tooth. You have a tooth, big boy. So I've been talking about how it feels like he's been teething for months and months and months, which he has, but he finally has a tooth. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the video. I'll try and like insert pictures or video, but he has one little tooth in the bottom now. And then his pediatrician this week at his 9-month appointment, his pediatrician said that he has a couple more coming up top too. So he's getting teeth. Finally, took him forever, but he's getting them. The week before he like got this tooth though, he was in so much pain. It was awful. Oh, dude, he's trying to chew. He's trying to suck my chin right now. But yeah, the week before he got this tooth, he was in so much pain. We actually had one night where it was the worst night I've like ever had with him since he was born. And he was up till 1 o'clock in the morning just screaming, like holding his jaw, like wailing. And then he would sleep like an hour and then he was up again. Like he just was super needy. And then his tooth came through like 2 days later. And I was like, no wonder. Like this makes so much sense. And so now he's kind of going through that needy phase again. So I can tell he's getting more teeth too. I got a lot of questions about like breastfeeding and how that's going. We are still breastfeeding. I'm still nursing him, still going strong. I got a lot of questions about like our schedule and how I work in solid foods with breastfeeding. And basically, he's at the point now where we're not really doing purees anymore. Sorry, I feel like my hair is such a mess. But he's at the point where we're not really doing purees anymore, but now we're giving him little bites of food, and we basically just give him whatever we're eating. So we sit down for breakfast every morning, my husband and I and Christian, and we'll give him like little bites of our avocado or little bites of the bread we're eating. Bananas he likes a lot. We are going to let him eat meat. If you don't know, I'm a vegetarian and I haven't had meat in like 5 years, but Jordan does eat meat. We figured we would raise Christian eating meat because that's what his dad does, and then the older he gets, he can decide if he doesn't want to eat meat. Like I think everybody's different, every family's different, but for me, like I chose not to eat meat. Like that's my decision, but I don't want to make that decision for him. So maybe he doesn't want to eat meat. I don't know. Do you not want chicken, dude? He hasn't tried it yet, but I just got little like strips of grilled chicken and we're gonna test that out, and then I like don't know how to prepare meat because we never have it in our house. So, but times are changing, my man. Oh, I got questions about like what he eats. This is me just like keeping him entertained while I talk. I got questions about like what he eats, and so I was thinking I'd make a whole video on that of like finger baby foods for this stage, because I made that one video about how I make baby purees. So I'll have that up here if you want to check that out. But I thought now I could talk about some of the snacks we give him, some of the things I keep in my diaper bag, and the foods we give him, and like basically how he, like what I eat in the day, but from Christian's perspective. So let me know if you'd like to see that, because I can totally make that too, and that could be helpful and help answer a lot of the questions you guys have there without taking up this whole video. I also got questions about the diapers we use. So from the beginning, I've been like sold on water wipes. I know some people don't like them, but that's the only type of baby wipe that does not give him diaper rash. So we're still using water wipes, and then for diaper, this is part of, so he doesn't talk. He doesn't say any words yet. He hasn't said any words, but he does this. He like babbles all the time. Like you get him with other babies and he is like the vocal kid. He's the one talking their ear off. He is like super chatty for a little baby, but he just doesn't say any solid words yet. So we're still working on those. But for diapers, we use Huggies actually. So the ones we use are like the Huggies Snug and Dry, I think 12-hour. I'll put a picture. They're pretty affordable. I get a pack of like 29, 28 for $7.99 or $8 somewhere. You can order them online. You can find them at Target. I get them at Ralph's, our local grocery store. They are literally the only diaper that he has not blown out. Rude! They're the only diaper though that he doesn't blow out. Like they contain this dude's you know what, like, I don't know why, but every other diaper he's had blowouts with. I actually just ordered some diapers from Brandless. So I'll have a Brandless haul coming to you guys soon, and I'll let you know what I think of those. I've heard they're good, so we'll see. But the Huggies ones are actually cheaper than the Brandless ones, and they just work for us. And they have Mickey Mouse on them, so that's like a plus. This is what life with a 9-month-old is like. He's wild. He has so much energy all the time. He's like definitely gonna be the kid on the playground who's like trying to escape, who's getting in trouble. He's like capable of more than I realized, which is why I'm holding him this whole video, because if he was on the ground, he'd be pulling at the tripod. He loves to pull at the tripod. He loves to pull at, I have a lamp that looks just like a tripod. He loves to pull at those. He likes anything he can get his hands on. He knows when he's not supposed to be doing things like that, and we'll say like, Christian, no, and he laughs at us. So that's fun. He's just like a little wild boy, always getting into something. I've also got a lot of questions relating to breastfeeding about how I keep my milk supply up, because I have talked about how I lost 40 pounds postpartum, and so a lot of people wanted to know, like, how did I lose the baby weight without affecting my milk supply? And to be honest, I think a big part of it is just genetics. Like, I hate to say that because it feels kind of like a cop-out answer, but I want to be honest with you guys. Like, there are things I do to maintain my milk supply, but I also think I just have like a lot of milk, like I always kind of have, and so I don't want to factor that out, because part of it is just genetics, and we can't help that. But all of the tips from my, I think it was my pumping video, my breastfeeding, all my breastfeeding series, I'm still implementing those. So I still pump once every morning when I first wake up. I still drink a lot of water. I eat really healthy, but mainly I try and stick on a schedule with feeding him and nursing him. And then if I'm not nursing him, I make sure I'm pumping, and I pump first thing in the morning when my milk supply is highest, because that helps me build up my freezer stash. And it also signals to my body that it needs to continue making milk. So I would say, like, if you're worried about your milk supply dipping, just keep pumping, keep nursing. Like, the more you do it, the more you're gonna make. And cut yourself a break too, because some of it's just totally out of our control. And I know I've been really, really fortunate to have like a good milk supply. So yeah, like no major updates there, because I'm still doing all of the same things I was doing back then. I got some questions about vitamins and probiotics for Christian. So he does have a baby probiotic we give him. I've talked before about how when we started solid foods, he had like some tummy troubles, and it's like we would introduce the solid food and then he would get blocked up for a couple days. We don't have that problem anymore, luckily, but I did get a baby probiotic that I gave to him during that time that really, it seemed to help. I don't know, it can't hurt. It's like an all natural one. And I just picked it up at Sprouts. It's by Mommy's Bliss, but you could get it on Amazon or something, I'm sure as well. I'll have it linked down below, but basically it's a probiotic drop. So you can add it to their milk, or you can add it to water, or you can actually just put the drops directly on your nipple as you're breastfeeding, and that's what I did, and it was super easy. Oh, so as it relates to food, I did want to mention he didn't really show an interest in food until he hit like that 8-month mark. So we started introducing foods right at 6 months. We were always giving them to him to get him more interested, and most likely babies aren't gonna like what you're giving them. Now you guys see why it's so hard. All my other videos are so choppy when I just have him next to me, because he's doing this when I'm talking. Right around the 8-month mark is when he started showing a lot of interest in food. He started reaching for it more. He started just like eating more at a time. He didn't seem quite like he was fighting it as much. He loves food now. He also loves water. So there's one sippy cup in particular. I should have brought these things with me, but life is crazy, so I'll just input pictures. But there's one sippy cup that we use by Munchkin that I really like, because it's supposedly the best one, because it teaches them to hold it like a cup, and it doesn't actually have a spout like a sippy cup or a bottle. So it gets them used to drinking from a cup the same way we do, but the lid is like this magic little lid that like is spill proof. So he likes that a lot. He's able to get water really well from that, and he loves water. He really likes food. Like I said, he loves avocados, bananas. We have little puffs and little yogurt bites we give him. He likes those a lot. I'll do a whole video on food, but really it wasn't until 8 months that he started seeming like super ready. I think every baby's different, and like I said, we gave him foods before that, but just whatever reason at 8 months, it was like one day he woke up and he's like, all right, I'm ready to eat food. I'm good to go, which made it a lot easier on us. Oh, he dances now. It's so fun. So whatever reason, Jordan's been super into Smash Mouth lately. I'm like, dude, you're like 20 years behind everybody else. But he loves to play Smash Mouth through the Google Home for Christian, and Christian dances to it. Like every single morning, it's like our routine now. And so Christian loves to stand, and then he'll kind of like bounce. He can bounce. He loves to dance. It's just the cutest thing. His hair's also evening out now, and it's getting blonder. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's definitely getting lighter. It's long in the back now. And then it got really long in the front because he was born with a lot of hair. So we actually trimmed the front just a tiny bit ourselves with scissors, which is why it might look a little crooked. We're just gonna keep letting it grow long too. Like, I would love if he had like long surfer shaggy hair. I think that'd be super cute. So we're just gonna keep it going until it bothers him or he asks for a haircut. But it's getting long and it's getting lighter, much lighter than when he was born for sure. I also got a lot of questions about his nap schedule. So he still naps twice a day. The same thing I said at my 6-month video, he's still on that same schedule. He naps like once, like around 8 or 9 in the morning, and then once around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. He's still getting up once in the night. I've gotten lectures about it from other people. You know, it's just what we're doing. Like, I try and cut it out. I'm trying to cut out that night feeding. Sometimes he sleeps through the night, sometimes he doesn't. This last week, he slept through the night 2 nights, which to me was a really big win. I was really happy about that. But if he gets up in the middle of the night and I nurse him, he immediately falls back to sleep and we both go back to bed, and it's not the end of the world. So I'm just trying not to stress myself out too much about it. I've had so many people that are like, Olivia, you should be sleeping through the night. You need to do this and this, and like get a sound machine and soothe him and pat him and do this and like try this method and that method. And to me, I'm like, he's getting up once in the night. It's not ruining my life. I don't mind the time with him, and he's not gonna be doing this when he's 30. Sorry, it's getting so bright in here. But he's not gonna be doing this forever, so I'm just rolling with it. Like, I try not to stress myself out too much about the world's expectations, and I know there's benefits to him sleeping fully without getting up once a night, but I'm just happy he's only getting up once, and I'm just happy he goes right back to sleep. So, and when he's been teething so bad and having so many rough nights, it's really hard not to like comfort him in the best way I know how. So that's what we're doing. He naps twice a day. He gets up once for the most part during the night. Sometimes he sleeps through, sometimes he doesn't, and it's working for us so far. Oh, as far as toys, so I also got questions about toys. He has so many toys. Like, he's finally now getting into some of like the more light up toys. So I got him a little baby laptop for Christmas, and I got him a little baby cell phone because he loves my cell phone and he loves my laptop, and he should not be playing with either one of those. Like right now, he loves these loopy cases. And then, oh, you're on my Instagram. And then what he'll do is he'll sit there, he'll pick up my phone when it's blocked out. He's trying to do it right now. When it's like this, he'll pick up my phone and he'll like go like this and just like stroke it so much. And he'll input my passcode wrong so many times that it locks me out. So I'll look down at my phone and it's just like, your phone is disabled for 10 minutes. And it's because he entered my passcode in wrong so many times. So anyways, I got him a baby cell phone and he's starting to like it. I think when I first got it for him when he was like 7 months or so, he was just kind of like, I don't get it. Now he's starting to see similarities and become more interested with it. He also loves his jumper now. So we got him one of those jumpers when he was about 5 or 6 months old, and just now he's starting to show interest in it. But he loves it. He likes to jump. He got to like 800 jumps. The one we have, I really like it. It's by Skip Hop. I've loved all of Skip Hop's products that I've tried so far, and this one like counts their bounces. It has toys that they can play with. I've talked before about the convertible activity center we have of Skip Hop's as well. We still have that. I keep that upstairs in my office, and then the jumper we have downstairs in our living room. But that's definitely been a go-to for him. And then the little baby laptop's been okay. Toys, it's like he's just not as into toys as I wish he was into. He wants everything else. Like right now, he's trying to get to the tree. He's trying to get to the crib. If there's scissors in the room, he wants the scissors. He wants outlets. He wants cords. We're in the process of baby proofing everything. We have 2 baby gates up. I just ordered another one. We have those little plugs in all of the outlets. We're getting those cabinet closers because he just figured out how to open the cabinet in the kitchen. So toys, it's like we have some, but there's not really any he loves because he wants everything else in the house besides his toys. We do have those donut ring toys that stack on top of each other, and he really likes those. He actually crawls around the house with the donut rings in his hand. It's super cute. He doesn't know how to release them and like let go of them yet, so he'll just crawl with them as if they're like a walking cane or something. He's getting a little wild, so I think it's time to wrap up this video. I know I've talked a lot already. Like I said, I'll put together a whole video about like what he eats and some things I feed him, but let me know any other questions you guys have or any other video ideas you guys have too. I'd love to hear from you, and of course hear requests. I'll get those things bombed out to you guys right away. Thank you so, oh my gosh, he's licking the couch. He's like hugging this chair and licking it. This little man is wild. Thank you so much for watching and following along with us. I'll have my next update at 1 year, which is crazy. Like 3 more months and he's a year old. 3 more months and then I have basically a toddler. It's crazy. I'm working on the birthday party planning now, which will be really fun. But all right, we're gonna go. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye.